next few months, we'll be celebrating inspirational women from around the world with a series of exclusive interviews. And our first guest today has been making waves internationally after she became a whistleblower on the Chinese government over their handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, back in December, Dr. Meng, a top scientist working in Hong Kong, was tasked with looking into a cluster of virus cases, which we now know to be coronavirus. She claims she discovered a cover-up operation and that the Chinese government knew about the spread of the virus before publicly acknowledging the outbreak. Determined to share her findings with the world, she was allegedly forced to flee to the US for her own safety. And it's from a secret location that she joins us today. Dr. Yan, thank you so much for joining us. It's an incredible story that you have to tell. And like we say, you're a scientist, you're a virologist, you were working at the Hong Kong School of Public Health. And it was back in December, you were asked to study a cluster of an unknown virus cases coming out of Wuhan, to be precise. What did you discover in those early days?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me. So first, let me briefly introduce the whole thing from the beginning. So I'm the medical doctor and also PhD who work in the University of Hong Kong School of Public Health in the WHO reference lab for both influenza and later the new coronavirus. So basically, I work with a bunch of the top coronavirus and also emerging disease experts in the world. And because I had got my 2 degrees from mainland China, and I'm the only one who can speak in Mandarin there, so I'm the one from the core team assigned to go to do the secret investigation about the new pneumonia in Wuhan back to the end December, 31 December last year. So during my investigation, which lasted until twice from early January, end December, early January, to the second time, the mid-January, what I have found is actually report to my supervisor, who's a WHO consultant, but there is no response from WHO and from them because everyone warned me that don't cross the red line and don't keep silence. If not, I will get disappeared. So finally, on 17th January, I know I have to tell it to people because it's urgent. And then I turned to contact a very famous Chinese YouTuber based in US, Mr. Lude, and delivered the 5K pound to him, which was the first time it was told to the world, but it's in Chinese. That is, first, China government was discovering the COVID-19 situation. The second thing is the whole situation is human-to-human transmission already exists. The third thing is SARS-CoV-2 is a high mutant virus and it will become the outbreak soon if no control. The fourth thing is the seafood market in Wuhan and all the intermediate hosts, these are the smoke screen. And the final thing is this virus is not from nature. This is based on the China Military Institute discovered and owned some bad coronavirus named ZC45 and ZXC21. Based on that, after lab modification, becomes a novel virus.
So, sorry, Dr. Dr. Yan, if I may interrupt just a second, just to be clear, you're saying we've all been told, we've all heard about these wet markets and the seafood market, and there were claims certainly from the beginning that this is where it started. You genuinely, in your scientific beliefs, you don't believe that's where it came from at all?
No, I have my intelligence from the CDCs in China, from the local doctors, from doctors and other people around China. So also based on my evidence, I work on vaccine and also virology, immunology in the University of Hong Kong. All these things get together clearly shown and now get verified. So these are the truths. All the other things are covered up.
Dr. Yan, where does it come from then?
It comes from the lab. The lab in Wuhan, and the lab is controlled by China government.
Is it not virtually impossible, though, to definitively prove that?
Yes, actually, I kept doing it from January, even before I leave Hong Kong. At that time, I didn't expose myself. But now my scientific report work with small group of top scientists in the world in US. It will come to the world soon, very soon, I can tell you. We are going to publish it. There are 2 reports. The first one will come in several days.
Okay.
And it will tell people evidence, all the scientific evidence.
And when you spoke out, did you worry about your safety?
Oh, actually, from the beginning, I decided to deliver this message out. It was very scary at that time, but I know that's the thing I have to do because I'm the doctor, I'm the scientist. I cannot see it happen. I know if I don't tell the truth to the world, I will be regretful and I will lose the capacity for myself to tell the truth in the future. And actually,
how did you get away? How did you manage to leave and get to safety?
Yeah, so as I said, Mr. Luder in US, he is the director of the board of the Rule of Law Foundation, which is a foundation based in New York and try to help those anti-China government people who reveal the truth to the world. So I contact him and I keep working with him behind to tell the truth until late of April. China government targeted me and they basically tried to make me disappear. I got the information from Mr. Luder and the foundation and him helped me to manage to get the air ticket and also helped me secretly run away from Hong Kong. And just
how did they try to make you disappear? What did they do to try to make you disappear?
So this is some common sense for people under the China government. We know that basically, like for example, to me, what they have done is delete all my information, especially those things positive for me online. And also they recruit people like cyber military to spread the rumors for me. For example, they said I'm a liar. I'm the one who know nothing, just keep hamster in the lab. And also they make up more lies to cover it up. And they control my friend, they control my family, life-threatening things. Finally, everyone has to admit, even I'm not existing. That's like how it happened to Hong Kong. Those people disappeared in the movement from last year. The same thing.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wondered, I mean, you've had to now sacrifice your family, your friends. I mean, it's a massive sacrifice to make that you've chosen to do. Can I ask, what made you make that decision?
Okay, so actually, I never thought it would happen. I mean, when I did the secret investigation, I just thought I should respond to my supervisor and they will do the right thing on behalf of the government and also WHO. But what I see by deepening investigation is no one responds to that. People are scared of the government and they are willing to collaborate with China government and WHO to get more benefits, to become safe. But this is something, as I say, urgent. At that time, Chinese New Year time, big transportation from Wuhan to China to all over the world. This is a high contagious, dangerous virus. All these things make me cannot keep silence. I mean, this is for human being, for global health. That's what I have to do. Although faced to the life-threatening, I just want to deliver a message as much as possible before I get disappeared.
Dr. Yang, we're running out of time. I just want to ask you very quickly, can you give us a little sneak exclusive preview of what you're going to publish in a few days? Give us a world exclusive.
Yeah, it's like the genome sequence is like our human fingerprint. So based on this, you can recognize, identify this thing. So I use the evidence exists in the genome sequence of SARS-CoV-2 to tell people why this is come from the lab in China, why they are the only one who made it. And also, everyone who even have no biology knowledge, you can read it and you can check and identify, verify by yourself. This is the critical thing for us to know the origins of the virus. If not, we cannot overcome it. It will be the life-threatening for everyone in our life.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Dr. Yuan, thank you. I wish we had more time with you and we hopefully will try and get you back because there's many more questions we'd love to ask you. But thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Dr. Yan. Obviously, we spoke about the Chinese government there. We talked about WHO. We obviously have replies from all of those on the claim that the Chinese government knew about the virus and tried to conceal it. The director of the Chinese National Health Commission says the fact is that there's no delay or cover-up whatsoever by the Chinese government. It reported virus data and related information information as soon as possible to the international community. On the claims they knew about person-to-person transmission, the National Health Commission says as soon as cases were identified in Wuhan City, China acted immediately to conduct investigations to stop the spread of the disease. And China have also denied that the outbreak of the virus originated in the lab, saying the World Health Organization have said multiple times there is no evidence the new coronavirus was created in a laboratory. This has also been dismissed by the US National Intelligence Office.